Well, hello. Let's make a story, shall we? I'm just gonna show off what I've currently got going here. So we'll just start a story. We'll start a new story. And I don't really want the default. Um, what are we gonna do here? Let's make it a science fiction story where space pirates are everywhere. This is let's say hard science. Nah, it's not making hard science. Let's space opera with lots of interesting characters with diverse backgrounds. Space travel is possible, made possible thanks to advances in quantum physics. Quantum drive is an FTL drive. We know that's not really possible. Whatever, we're just having fun. Is it FTL? Right. All right. Let's see. There are aliens in all sorts of horrors. It's the deep depths of space. Depths of space. Oh, that's good enough. So we'll have that kick off here. It'll generate some history. Get our log over here. So we're just kicking around, having some fun, seeing what we can do here. See if we can create a story. Vast and explored, filled with wonders and dangers alike. So Spice Pirates and blah blah blah. Yeah. All right, that sounds pretty good for lore. Let's expand the lore a little bit. Events. Game history events. Interesting historical events of note. And the game within the story. Is it a game? Is it a story? I don't know. Story, history event, game story, same thing. Interesting. All right. We'll just go here. First contact. Yeah, okay, so we got first contact, generation Pegasus, rogue asteroid crashed in the Earth. Yeah, seems pretty good. It didn't really do what I wanted it to, though. Let's see if we can. I mean, that's pretty good. I like it. It just didn't do really what I wanted to. Expand. Section items. Let's see if it wants to do what I want it to do here. And, whoop, I guess I could, I'm not sure where the log went, but here we go. That's a little better. So we got first contact. Over 20 years ago with you in Atlanta Royals, Mexico. Sure, why not? Let's say 200 years ago. It was, we all know that was, government just covered that up, right? 20 ship appearances. We'll say 200 again. Generation Pegasus disappeared out of trace. It's not a very good description. Let's see. Whoops. Let's see if we can update that. make that a little better. No, can't. Well, let's see if we can just get that to be a little better. Oh, I gotta change my little pop-up button thing. It doesn't behave very well if there's not enough room on the screen there. Oops. Where is the update description? Yeah, create a brief, terse lore of asteroid impact within historical events for the story. I mean, that should work. Oh, it doesn't update. Yeah, that's another little bug there. There we go, that's a little better. Yeah, it doesn't update the description automatically. Have to click off and click back on. An asteroid approximately 3 kilometers wide, blah, blah, blah. Meanwhile, like we're doing is the Remnant. All right. Whatever. Just having fun here. And I don't really like that. First contact. And I definitely like the over 200 years ago there. Yeah, that's not a very good description of the... Yeah, let's just have that, do that again. Just have another thank there, buddy. 50 years ago, so when you look at the AI log here to see what that actually looks like. All right, cool. Or we just click off and click back on. Yeah, and then all right, historical events. Yeah, that's good. I guess we can update the images here. Those are okay. Those are worthy of updating. Takes a minute to update the images. That's why I had that turned off. A little coffee there. Generation ship. I guess that could be a generation ship. Could probably work on that visual a little bit better, but whatever. We're just having fun. All right, so we've got an asteroid impact, and we got some places. Oh no, we don't have places. Let's make some places. So new thing that we have is we have groups of all the things. So everything has a group now. So we can group people, places, and things. So let's have a group of people. Well, obviously we're gonna have space pirates. Space pirate. Good group. Describe space pirates. Behave and look inside the story. Pirates? Pirates? Pirates. Maybe look inside the story. Let's see. They are normal, usually normal merchants have fallen hard times and sometimes just plain criminals. I don't know. We're just see what the AI can come up with here. Let's see, person group. Not sure. Let's see what we give it a minute here to space pirates. All right, our Menace the Vast, blah blah blah. We have Captain Blackheart. Yeah. Jaded Sentinel, so seasoned space pirates. Seraphina Starstrider was one of striking beauty. Blah blah blah. All right. Let's add another group. Let's add a group of merchants. We'll just leave that blank, just see what it comes up with. So what does a merchant within our thing look like? Hope you're having fun. It is Tuesday where I am currently. Who knows where it is, what time it is when you are. All right, so we got merchants, group of seasoned traders, Captain Zypher, First Officer Quark, Engineer Gemma. Yeah, I like that. Right now, I don't have the ability to actually change their names. I should probably make that a thing. But we'll just go with these for now. This seems pretty good. Let's go ahead and update the images. I think these are worthy of some images, don't you? I mean, I worked hard. While we're doing that, let's make some places. What are we going to make? Space stations, obviously, right? Space stations. Space station. Space stations, both in deep space and orbiting moons and planets. Yeah. And asteroids. And within asteroid belts. Sure. I like that. Let's make some space stations. How are our people looking? Captain Blackheart? Yeah, I could buy him for Captain Blackheart. Let's see. Jaded Sentinel. Yeah, he looks pretty badass. Good old Seraphina Starstrider. Kind of generic a little bit, but whatever. Captain Zypher. Zuffer? Zuffer, I guess. I don't know how you pronounce these guys. Not sure what the pronunciation key is. Well, it looks kind of cool. I notice it does this a lot with ship. It wants to make it a normal sailing ship. Let's see. We got First Officer Quark, Engineer Gemma. All right, places. I guess it's still generating. Is it still doing its thing? All right, there we go. Space stations. Go and get the images going. Let's see. We got the space station. We got the living quarters, industrial facilities. Oh, this is like places within the space station. That makes sense. Specific places. Like space stations located within. Yeah, just say specific space stations. Let's see what it comes up with. That's not so good. I noticed a little bug there. That looks like a UUID. I probably have a UUID leaking through in the context somewhere. Need to, oh, I see where it is, actually. It's in the location. I have the location ID instead of the name of the location. That's probably a problem. It's probably going to mess up the dialogue, would be my guess, but or the scenes, rather. But, you know, nothing's perfect. All right, I like this. Quantum Station, Starlight Harbor, Cosmos Tower. Yeah, that seems pretty good. Things. Let's make some things here. Cool weapons. Weapon. That's a weapon. Let's say weapon types. It likes weapon types. We're not gonna have specific weapons. types. Weapon type. Unique and interesting futuristic types within story. I have no idea. Let's make more than let's have a lot of different kinds of weapons. Let's say let's have it generate 6. 6 of those bad boys. What do we got here? We got a blaster rifle. Oh, blaster rifle. Oh, well, whatever. It's gonna keep doing that. Just gotta give it a minute to wait. Give it a minute to wait. We just have to wait a minute. English. There we go. Weapon types. Blah, blah, blah. Unique effectiveness on certain targets. Blaster rifle. Plasma cannon. Yeah, I like that. Let's update the images. Should probably make that one of the main buttons, maybe. Plasma cannon. Energy sword. Grenade. Gotta have a good old grenade, don't you? Tractor beam. Disruptor field. Yeah. Okay, so let's make some more people, I think. Let's make some politicians. Oops. Oh, why? Oh, that's interesting. Why is it doing that? Oh, I noticed that you might not see it on OBS, but whenever I attempt to type in the name, while the AI log is going, I don't know if it has anything to do with the AI log, but it's messing up the text entry. Politicians. Politician. Politicians within story, aliens, human-like, ambitious, ambitious? Ambitious? How do you spell ambitious? Apparently that's how you spell ambitious. All right. Ambitious and cruel. No such thing as a nice politician. Ambitious and cruel. All want power and prestige. Yeah. Probably, well, how do you spell prestige? It's probably EI, right? No. Prestige. Well, how do you spell prestige? Oh, no. That's how you spell prestige. No E at all. All right, let's go. Let's have more than 3. Let's have 5 of those guys. See how we like that. President Lavaco. We got a Senator Blah and all right. Cool. So we got people, places, things. Let's make some more got weapons. What else? We need some other things in the universe. Power sources. Futuristic source based on quantum mechanics. Quantum mechanics, solar harvest, gas giant harvesters. Gas giant harvester. How do you spell harvest? Harvest. Harvester. All right. Solar harvesting, gas giant. I guess a lot of harvesting for some reason. Anyway, let's make a few of those. Let's say, let's give us 8 of those. Why not? Go big or go home. All right, so we got some places, we got some people. Go and update the images while we're at it. So what do we got? We got some, whoops. So I have to click on it to get to show up on the left-hand side, but when I click on it, it shrinks it and expands it. So maybe that's not such a good UI thing. Politicians, president, blah, 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 speaker. All right, I like these. Are things ready? Just waiting on the AI, man. It's just sort of like, you know, being a software developer, it's always waiting on the compiler, right? Well, now it's waiting on the AI. That's the new waiting on the compiler, I think. Could be. Well, we're out of coffee, so I'll have to switch over to water. Let's see, we got power source. What do we got? We got traditional fuel cells, microfusion reactors, direct, advanced quantum physics, drive, quantum source energy fields, magnetic confinement field. Yeah, we got some good stuff here. I'm liking it. Let's make some more lore, I think. Let's add some lore. What are we going to make lore about? We need some rules for our game. Rules for you have like magic rules, but you know, we're making kind of a futuristic science fiction thing, but we still want to have some rules. Like I don't want like super hard science fiction, but you know, I don't want just can do anything. Rules of I don't want to say physics. I don't want to say magic because I don't want it to get any ideas. Technology. Technology, all right? Technology rules. I don't really, it doesn't really matter. A complete description of the rules of future technology for the story. The rules, quantum mechanics makes FTL possible. There are downsides and costs to usage of advanced technologies. Go into details about both the benefits and costs of each technology and how the technologies are related to each other. Yeah, that should. We'll just see what happens there. Good things, hopefully. Let's see, what were we waiting on? We were waiting on. Oh yeah, guess we could update some images again. Yeah, here we go. President, you know, a little bit of a, well, maybe that's the fashion, right? You don't have tucked in shirts in the future. Maybe it's kind of a slob. I don't know. Blackmailing opponents. Ethical issues. Yeah, that's my kind of politician. Let's see. Climbing through political ranks using both charm and manipulation. Yeah. There we go. Don't really get much of an image of him. Might want to fix the image on that guy. Widely despised by many. Yes. Evil politicians. Uh, charismatic rather. Fighting against oppression and inequality. Okay, so he's kind of the lone good guy, right? You gotta have one good guy to kind of pair off against all the bad guys, right? Yeah. All right, the universe is vast and unexplored. So this is the history. Oh, it's still oh no, rules of technology. Oh, I need to fix the. Well, I don't know. Kind of a UI thing, right? Do I want the? I guess I can. How do I close the? Oh, there it is. Disclosure triangle. So that's a little bit of a UI glitch. You can't, you know, open and expand or open and close the disclosure triangle by clicking on the header like you would kind of expect to. You got to click on the triangle itself. Got to fix that. That's not very intuitive. And also, I kind of want the lores to kind of stack up from left to right, kind of like they do with the people and the places and so forth. I treat lores a little bit special because they're basically text, right? Where these other things are image based, really. So, yeah. Other than that, the people, places, and things are actually, don't tell anybody, but they're really kind of the same thing underneath the hood. Well, so's lore, but it's just displayed a little differently. They're all things within the world, entities. Anyway, we don't want to see that. We want to see the rules of technology. Oh yeah, let's expand upon that. Yeah, we'll just say lore section. It's lore, whatever. Yeah, I think we're getting some good stuff here. So how's our world work here? Quantum physics allows blah, blah, blah. Additionally, I need the AI to summarize it for me. I want to read all of this. Let's see. Drawbacks, extreme consumption, potential catastrophic consequences used improperly. All right. Biotechnology. Yeah, I didn't even think about that. Yeah, biotechnologies modify their bodies, raise ethical concerns about the nature of humanity. Oh yeah. It's when are you human? Cybernetics represents another frontier. Yeah, some good ethical stuff around that. Yeah. Must carefully consider how far we should push. Blah blah blah. All right. Physiological enhancements, quantum drive technology, biomechanical integration. Oh, I like these. In fact, I kind of want some more of these. Let's expand. Yeah, let's just have 3 more of these. And then we might expand within some of these. I'm really kind of interested in how the quantum drive technology works. Whoops. Let's expand that as well while it's doing the other thing. Yeah, let's just make it do a million things at once. That can never go wrong. Well, that didn't go very well, so we'll delete that. And let's have you, whoops. Let's have you think about that again. Let's see, it looks like that's going to work this time. How long have we been recording? About half an hour. I think we'll probably make it about an hour. So thanks for coming along with me if you're watching this. Mostly this is a kind of a documentation effort on my part. But hey, maybe you're interested in the project and you want to start creating some stories and stuff, see how this thing works. Get it on the ground floor. All right, so we got descriptions. Let's see, we have allowed incredible speeds and maneuverability due to the first complex nature of the system, blah, 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 string connections, blah, 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 history of quantum drive, art development. All right. You know what? Let's make a person about the history. Make people from. Scientists involved in, what was it called? It was quantum, history of quantum drive. Yeah. Scientists involved in development. Quantum drive. All right. So now we can make some people that are associated with that, you know. Dr. Jane, it looked like. Oh. John Smith, that's not a very good name. Michael Brown. Oh, it made individual. Oh, it didn't make a group. That's fine. That's fine. Oh, it also didn't do the connection. There should be a lore connection here. So that's a little bit of a bug. But you know, that's also part of why we're doing this, finding the bugs. Yeah, I don't know why I didn't make the connection, but whatever. Let's go ahead and update images. I really like seeing the people images. That really seems to bring it to life for me. All right, so we don't want to delete. Let's see. Any other things we want to create in our universe? Now, one thing is that, you know, I'm creating all these things and the people and the places and so forth. Things really aren't used during scene creation at the moment. You know what, I say that. I wonder if I interact with if it'll do it. I made some changes that I'm not quite sure how it's gonna quite sure how it's gonna work. So it could. We could interact. We could create a seed with that. We'll play with that for sure. Anyway, are we still generating? We're still generating. Yeah, so we'll let this finish generating, and then we'll start creating some scenes. See if we like that. Do we want any more lore? I guess we could create scenes with the lore too, right? Interact with. So this is all the stuff you can do. And now that I sort of generalized the entities, you can kind of do anything with anything at this point. So you can make a group or make an individual, or not an individual. You can't make an individual. You can make just one, but you know, you make a group. So a group is sort of it's kind of a parent to all the children underneath it. The idea would be something like, you know, a family, right? You would describe a family, right? That would be a group. And then you'd have individuals inside the group that would be individual people, right, inside the family. Or you could have like an organization, like a corporation, or any sort of group, right? An academic study group, or you know, whatever you want. What are we doing here? So it's the style is John Singer Sargent. So I kind of like his style with the particular stable diffusion model I'm using in the back end. I'm still using good old 1.5. I haven't upgraded to 2 yet. I can't remember exactly which name of the model that I'm using. But it's one that kind of makes everything look a little cartoony, I think. Which I think kind of suits the vibe I'm going for right now. Are we done yet? Michael Brown. It'd be kind of neat to have some sort of like, oh, there we go. We're finally finished. Like, you know, 1 of 5, 2 of 5, that sort of thing. You know, kind of give you a hint how long it's going to be generating. All right, so let's go ahead and save. Oh, I also would be kind of neat if we could rename that story. I just named it New Story. Kind of generic. About a million new stories. But anyway, so we saved, so we can kind of go back if we want to, if we mess up here. Uh, traditional fuel cells. No, no, no. Let's say a microfusion reactor. Let's interact with. Oh, I'm not sure who I am. I'm not sure if it makes me a random person. Let's be Captain Blackheart, sure. Good old Captain Blackheart. And we don't have any scenes yet, but I want to kind of make a scene. So yeah, let's interact with the fusion reactor. Let's see if that's going to work. I don't think it's going to work. Tinker with. No, you wouldn't do that. What would he do with the fusion reactor? Attempt to repair. There we go. And I can see, you can't see, but because I have the error logs up, that did not work. So I kind of thought it wasn't going to work. But these things happen. I'm going to make that work in the future. I kind of like that idea, just interacting with a random object in the world. Right? So let's, we're Captain Blackheart. Let's have a talk to, actually, let's do one thing real quick. Let's update the person locate. Do we have a location? No, we don't have any locations. So we're just going to put all of the people in random locations. So now they should all have locations. Yeah, now we have a location. All right. Don't know, don't know exactly where, unless you had that memorized, but you're somewhere in the universe. So I could probably fix that up a little bit later, make that a little prettier. But let's have a conversation with this dude, all right? Interact with. Yeah. So what do we want to do with this guy? What would Captain Blackheart want with President Lodovarco? Known as the Reaper, Ruthless Space Pirates. What does a pirate do with a politician? They get letters of, what is it? Letters of marque? Is that what it's called? Something like that, right? That's what they used to do in olden times, like the politicians or the whatever the countries would say, you could capture, things from this country that we don't like, and you get to keep that, right? I think it's a letter of marque. Mark. I think it's get letter of marque. I don't know. We'll see. I don't think that doesn't quite sound right. We'll see. Finger seals. Blah blah blah. There's to be a risk. I assume you want. Yes, quality of the president. For once, good. Yeah, not sure I like that. So the problem is that they always start kind of in the middle of the world, right? They're just, as part of it's probably to do with the prompting that I have, right? I'm telling them, let's go ahead and close this. So let's go ahead and clear that scene. I don't like really that scene. I can't delete individual scenes yet, I don't think. I need to make it where you can delete individual scenes. But here, let me show you the context. Game settings? Game settings, yeah. So this is who the AI thinks they are, right? So they're choose your own adventure writer. And I'm also saying it's a choose your own adventure game, and it's a simulation, and blah blah blah. And then it's the space pirate stuff that we had there earlier. So I wonder if is there a way to make this kind of start from the beginning? Let's interact with this guy. Introduction scene. Or Captain Blackheart is introduced. To the reader. I kind of want this to be more of a novel, right? Trying to see if I can make this like where you write a story, right? Good old water. Not pure water. It's water with some salt and, pink salt because, got to get all your get all your minerals. And a bit of stevia. Or it's not stevia. It's stevia. It's the liquid stevia. So it's stevia and erythritol. Erythritol? Something like that. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it. I don't think I'm pronouncing it correctly, but good stuff. It's really all you need. Unless the stevia turns out to cause whatever horrible thing, but whatever. Captain Blackheart stood between him and Master Justice, heard pounding anticipation. The president office around like anything held before his meetings. So, began the president, looking for you're the infamous Captain Blackheart. Blackheart noticed solemnly, trying to keep his anxiety hidden behind a mask of calm composure. That would be me. Oh, I don't have like how they can talk like. I should probably update that. A smirk played on the president's lips as he leaned back in the chair. I must say, you're quite heard a lot about you, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, so this is a bit of an introduction scene. All right. Managed to convince president otherwise, maybe they hope you had for humanity. It seems... Yeah, you kind of have to build up more of the world, I think, right? Like, how do I tell this character... Like, I'm describing the scene. I guess I could put more description in the scene. Like, scene context. But really, I need the AI not to go too far. It's like you're putting some constraints on the hallucination that it's doing, right? You want to give it just enough room to kind of get out there and play. But not so much freedom that it just sort of goes further than you want, right? Blah, blah. I stated further, blah, blah, blah. That's a pretty good introduction scene, I think. It would greatly benefit us, our economies. Not only that, imagine the potential. All right, so we'll close that. So we have the scene here. We can kind of go back and view it. It's a little bit of a nicer way to view it, honestly. Got to see the whole scene text all at once. All right. Yeah. And it's kind of a random location, I think, more or less. It's wherever the president happens to currently be, which I'm not sure where that is, because I don't really want to know the name of that location. I'm too lazy to look up all the places. Okay. So we've got a starting scene. What else do we want to do here in our last 15 minutes? Let's see if we can continue this scene here. Well, we can't continue because I already clicked off of it. There's no way to continue. So yeah, I need to create a lot more ways to kind of do stuff with the scene, like kind of rewrite it, try again, and continue the scene and so forth. Give it more context and boundaries for the scene, describe what the scene is. Yeah, maybe that's more like I have a lore section, which is just sort of general lore. But if I'm thinking about more novels and short stories and stuff like that, like kind of traditional written works, then you really kind of need like outlines and story beats and that sort of thing, right? And yeah, I need to think about that a little bit more about how I want to do this. Right now, this is it's really geared towards just kind of pure RPG, like I'm this character in the world, right? So let's interact with him again. I think he should have a memory of what the previous scene was. Let's see here. Ask about. What do I want to do here? You know, Captain Blackheart would not really be talking to a politician, would he? So I haven't talked with the Jaded Sentinel. Let's see. Interact with this guy. Form an alliance. Sure. Form an alliance with the Jaded Sentinel. He doesn't really remember much there, does he? Let's see here. Captain Lang studied the age space part way and it's discomfort would be useful. An agreement, if I can trust you, he says. Yeah, see, it kind of starts in the middle. I don't really like that. Let's clear this. Let's interact again. So we do something like introduction. Scene where Captain Blackheart I guess I could capitalize it. Captain Blackheart attempts is and let's introduce both of these guys. And Jaded Sentinel. Both introduced. Reader. How does that play out? So this is taking place apparently in the scientific laboratories, as one does. Reinforced windows, strobe lights, rhythmically. Yeah, so it's just sort of describing the atmosphere of the place. Future advices one man held sway over all the overall Captain Blackheart, infamous space marine turned galactic empire builder. His member, it's foggy, but there's something about whiskey and vengeance. Right, I like that. We could continue this scene, so we'll continue it. And then hopefully that'll bring in the Jaded Sentinel here. We'll see. So began Captain Blackheart. You know, I'm going to make it where the computer reads to you. I think that'd be kind of fun. Taking a slow swig from his glass. Your Jaded Sentinel. Yes, all right, good. We're introducing the Jaded Sentinel. Sponge looked up slowly, meeting its pure side for once. Yeah, so this is more story, I would say. I am blah blah blah. Lieutenant's respective. Yeah, it's not very, I'm not really giving the guy much to go on, so it's not creating a very interesting scene. And they're just saying, hey, here's my name. What's your name? Let's see if what would one space pirate do with another one? Trade trade for information. I don't know, something like that. Trade what? I have no idea. Probably should have said something. Trade gold. As the rain continued to clatter against the window pane, Captain Lantern, his chair. Yeah, I guess I need to describe more about the atmosphere of the thing, like in a scientific laboratory. Oh, I know what it is because it's location, bleep bloop, right? I don't actually have the location. I have location as that string right there, that string of garbage. So it doesn't really know where this is taking place. So I can't really fault it too bad there. I leaned back in his chair, studying Jade Sentinel intently. He knew this man had been through hell and back. They were kindred spirits bound by fate, and yet there was blah, blah, blah. Tell me, he said, what did you learn during our time apart? As we continue the scene. Let's see. Two men stared at each other, silent specters trapped between kind of blah, blah, blah. As if responding to someone, she enforced a sentinel firmly broke the silence. I learned many things, he replied solemnly, but nothing more worth sharing with you. Blah, blah, blah. Because we didn't tell them anything, right? They don't know anything. It's doing its best that it can with basically the nothing we're providing. Gradually, tension ease, holding. So that's really I think maybe the next thing I need to work on is when you're building the scene, how do you give, like when you're role playing, right? Just having a quick one-liner here kind of works good, like I could take a giant swig of whiskey, right? Like, that's pretty good when you're role playing, right? Do the thing. But the thing is that you need more kind of more context, right? You need, like, if you're going to create a convincing scene that's kind of interesting to go along with, you need, like, where are we going with this? Like, what are we doing here? Why, and I think we can do a bit of that with, like, the building up the lore and building up the people and the places and that sort of thing, and kind of have it come out naturally. And I do have goals, right? So the people right now, I kind of have the goals turned off a little bit. So maybe that's part of what's going on here. So I do have goals, but I need more of a scene outline and that sort of thing when we create these dialogue scenes. The burning sensation through his body. Yeah, he felt it too. Instead, he reached for his own glass, took a giant swig of whiskey, right? So it did exactly what I wanted him to do, right? If I was role-playing, it seems pretty good, right? Was seen much pain, his voice trailed off, leaving blah, blah, blah. As to these speak forgiveness, so now the two men feel solace, right? But it's not going anywhere, right? And so I think that's the big thing, is that the scenes need to kind of go somewhere. Like, even if I don't know where they're going, right? I want the AI to have a kind of a clear path on where it thinks the thing is going. Like an outline. Maybe I'll just have it generate a scene outline before it actually writes the text. Something like that. There needs to be like at least one more intermediate step between my short description and the scene as it unfolds. Like that, like one little short description doesn't quite do it. Needs a little bit more, some sharp edges, in the confinement of the context that I'm creating for the AI. You need to bind it up a little bit more. But overall, it's not too bad, I think. So I'm pretty happy with that. So we've created some people, places, and things. Created some scenes. Created some lore. Found a few bugs. So all in all, I think it was a pretty good little session here. Anyway, I hope you're if you're watching this far, well, I hope you enjoyed it. Like I said, this is just more of a quick little, I don't know if you want to call it a devlog or just a demonstration of where I'm currently at. I didn't really show any code or anything like that, so I hesitate to call this a devlog. But this is where the developer is currently at in the creation of this program. I create any more things here? Oh, I did do one other thing. I introduced prompt styles, so now you can give a little, more hints on the. I kind of want this balance between, all this stuff kind of automatically generated, but give the user, the tools they need as well, like to, make it their own, right? Because it's like this balance between I need to provide constraints for the user, right? And at the same time, I don't want to constrain them too much, right? So I want to give them some places to, kind of change things up and add their own stuff here. So anyway, that's kind of cool. Anyway, I think that's basically it. I think we're going to call it there. Haven't really messed with the UI that much, UI elements. But overall, I'm pretty happy. It seems to be going pretty good. I think right now I think next, today I really spent time refactoring these people, places, things, kind of consolidating all the code behind it and so forth. Adding groups to all the things. So before it was just people that had groups, the tribes, is what I used to call them. Now they're just sort of generic groups of anything. But now we can have groups of anything, except for lore. Lore just has the parent-child relationships. Not really sure if it. I guess we could have groups of lore. Why not? I'm not sure what that would mean, but we can certainly have it. And then maybe that would give me a place to kind of bundle things up. Like I said, I kind of have this. OBS would catch up here for a second. I kind of have the this like 4 wide column thing going for all the other sections here, whereas lore is kind of special. But I do kind of want it to go to the right here a little bit, or kind of I want to see more stuff from left to right instead of just strictly from top down. Although this kind of works, right? You get to see all the get to see all of it at a glance. Yeah, it works pretty good. Anyway, I'm just blathering on at this point. Hope you're enjoying it. I do have that Discord I created, as well as my usual just social media. If you want to reach out to me, give me some ideas, or if you happen to find a bug and you happen to actually use this thing. I can't imagine too many people are actually going to be using this at the moment, because it does require you to install 2 things. You have to be fairly technically focused, I think, to actually use it at this point. I think I really am going to have to create some sort of back end that I provide to the user. Like I said, there's a cost associated with that, so I don't want to just spin something up on the web and have it be charging me $1 an hour for that's a little heavy just for the project at this stage. So I'm not really sure how I want to do that, but we'll figure that out. So for now, you have to figure out your own back end, but I really think later on I'll probably have some sort of back end that I'll expose. But yeah, that's where we're at. Anyway, hope you're having a good one. Catch you later. Bye. Bye. Well, that was kind of a weird send off. Anyway, bye.